Hello everyone, and what is the intro? I'm the Vacuuminator,
I'm Buster.
and it's TWIT. Everybody, you're listening to TWIT. Congratulations, you made it. We made it. I
Yeah.
uh, fuck everything. I'm going right into what we've been up to this week because I'm feeling a little under the weather this week. So I'm gonna try my best to pull through.
Yeah. Should I start as usual?
Uh, yeah. This week in Toku, we're gonna discuss some shit. A lot of shit happened. It was a big old chunky week of
Yeah.
stuff.
God, this is gonna be a mess. But anyway, how was my week? It was mid. Well, I got a lot of stuff done, but none of it's gonna come out for a while, which is kind of frustrating because I want to prove to people I'm working on shit. So
Big move, big move, big move. Vax constant biggest move.
yeah, because I'm like I'm working. I wrote like 20 minutes of scripting. It's just not out yet.
Yeah, because here's the thing. This week was generally pretty good for me. I did get a fair bit done. It's just in the last like 6 hours, I started feeling all ucky, like I'm coming down with something, and I had to
Yeah.
load myself up with meds before the podcast so we could get the podcast done. Because god damn it, we canceled components this week. I'm not canceling in Twit too.
Yeah, especially because it's our flagship show, the show that gets the most consistent viewer base.
Yeah, so thank you fuckers for that.
Yeah.
Uh,
Um.
and if you want more content, please
Yeah.
help us out in the algorithm. Comment, like, subscribe, ring the bell in order to enable notifications and get all of our podcasts as they're uploaded. Follow us on Twitter for updates at the Modular Media and join the subreddit, which is r/Modular Media. But fucking news, you want to discuss it?
Yeah. We got a lot of good stuff. Got good chunky
Yeah.
stuff.
Let's start off with a bit of a puff piece. Dononitaijin won a big cool award, which is the Japan Toy Awards 2022 Character Toy Catalog Grand Prize. Basically, it's the best Japanese toy of the year, according to a fancy publication in Japan.
Yeah, that's pretty good. You know, it's a big improvement for I have it. It's a big improvement for Sentai Mecha. It's just a cool toy in general. Great design. You know, I can see it. I can see it.
Yeah, it's a good piece
Yeah.
of plastic. I like it.
Yeah, and that speaks volumes to how like well Don Brothers could be possibly saving Sentai. So, quote unquote, you know.
We'll know when we get the next round of sales. I think.
Yeah. Now
Uh,
for the time we have to talk about Power Rangers.
We have actual news, everybody. There's actual real Power Rangers news with valid sources. What a rare surprise.
Wow.
Jenny Klein to serve as showrunner on Power Rangers series as part of overall deal with eOne. Jenny Klein of The Thing About Pam has signed an overall deal for television content with independent studio Entertainment One under the 2-year pact. Klein will develop genre and drama-based television content and will serve as showrunner on eOne's Power Rangers series that is currently in development at Netflix. She'll collaborate on the series with Jonathan Enstwile, who is overseeing the Power Rangers universe under a deal he signed with eOne in 2020 to develop a franchise across film and television. Building this partnership with Jenny, whose talent and passion transcends genres, is an exciting moment for us. We believe that her distinctive vision makes her the perfect fit to help us develop Hasbro's deep library of IP as well as original projects, and we're thrilled to have her on board, said Gabe Marino, EVP Scripted Television US eOne. It's a big jumble of technical speak that basically means this woman is our new head writer going forward.
Yeah, basically, for the quote unquote Power Rangers series, they keep just saying Power Rangers, like they're just Power Rangers series for Netflix. It's like that's the name of it, and I'm like, and also stated like we're developing a thingy. It's basically the new direction. They keep calling it a cinematic universe. I think that's just PR speak. I think they mean this is the official Hasbro direction for this franchise.
Yeah,
Which I'm like a bit nervous on, but you know what? Screw it. We kind of need it. I mean, like, Dino Fury's been great, but you know, if Hasbro wants to get this on mainstream eyes, a new direction might be in order.
Yeah, Dino Fury and Beast Morphers to a lesser extent were kind of there getting their feet wet, getting an overall handle for the franchise period. Now it feels like they're really gearing up for doing Hasbro's version of Power Rangers, which is interesting and exciting and terrifying all at the same time, in my opinion, because there's, of course, those rumors going around that this might be a reboot. Personally, with the language in this article in particular, I don't think it is a reboot anymore, if it ever was. I think
It's a new
because
approach.
you also were telling me off mic, Josh of Toku Lectables did a video recently talking about how there's Dino Fury toys solicited for 2023. So it might be that Hasbro's just planning to go in an original direction with the show that still keeps the show's main continuity going forward.
Yeah, like a new approach, a new direction. They keep calling it a cinematic universe, but that's just because, you know, it's the big buzzword in the entertainment industry. It gets all the investors happy, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure there's gonna be more to the Power Rangers universe than just the TV show, basically, is what they're saying. Like, there's gonna be some films, there's gonna be some other stuff, but it'll still be like in the similar like universe, multiverse shebang. I don't know. Power Rangers continuity, I just don't get. Just give me good shows. That's all I ask.
Honestly,
I would say this is pretty like getting. Well, I haven't like seen exactly what you've written on, and what episodes of these shows. There's some pretty big names like The Witcher, the Cloak and Dagger series at Freeform, Jessica Jones. You know, this is some like one who's got some big like experienced talent. This isn't just like, okay, you've done some indie stuff or you've worked with Power Rangers before. This is like. And that's exciting and terrifying at the same time.
It's bona fide, talented new blood coming in, which is never an inherently bad thing.
Yeah, I'm just terrified because it's like, I don't think the mainstream knows how to handle Power Rangers, but that's just my personal fear. Who knows? Maybe this person like really like gets it, you know, gets what I like about because I'm being so super egotistical. But that's because I feel like me and Vac are just like very opposed to what the general Power Rangers fans on Twitter and just social media want from the franchise. Like, you know?
Well, if she's good at her job, she will put out feelers and like look into the franchise as a whole rather than just going off of memory. And I mean, hell, you said she worked on Jessica Jones. She might have Eka Darville's phone number.
Yeah, although apparently Eka Darville is kind of like some hot water over the last few. I don't know, just.
Oh, great! I hadn't heard about that. That's wonderful.
Yeah, it was a bit more low key, but like, who cares? But either way, you know, good. Hopefully she does good. I kind of just want like an actual like announcement. I hope they do like a Power Rangers Nintendo Direct of some sort, just being like, this is what we're working on. Please shut up.
Yeah, that's something I was low key trying to throw shade about on Twitter the other day. We are long overdue for a Power Rangers fan first stream. The last one we had was that one everybody threw a fit over. That was partially a Power Rangers stream and mostly a Transformers stream.
Yeah, and I was like, it wasn't even a bad stream. That was just kind of like, just poorly timed.
Mm-hmm. And honestly, Hasbro has said that they're going to have a presence at SDCC. What I would really like, what I think would be the best strategy for them, is do a fan first stream a few weeks before SDCC for Power Rangers. Announce the next wave of Lightning Collection finally. Show us what it looks like in hand and all that, and like maybe have some kind of sneak peek thing in the background and say, hey, there's going to be a panel at SDCC. All will be revealed in time. That kind of a thing, and then do a big panel of like, hey, here's where Power Rangers is going in the next couple of years.
Yeah. Because I feel like I know like Hasbro's doing stuff, they just need to actually show us it. Like people like Jonathan Entwistle is still on the project. People are freaking out that he wasn't. No, he made tweets. He's just like fixing his Twitter bio. I'm pretty sure they're just gonna re-reveal the thing because you know at that point it's been in development for a bit while. So you know it's just I know like we're just kind of like off speculation, but like legit Hasbro's giving us barely anything to work off of, and I do like the direction they've mostly been taken with it. Well, they could improve on parts, but it's just, I need some sauce, man. I need what the hell it's gonna be about. I can't, like, keep, like, there's gonna be a point where I just, like, be like, who cares, you know?
Yeah, all we're asking for here is a tiny morsel, a smackerel, a slight little drip of news, please, proper.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just, like, between this and what we're gonna talk about in Revice, Toku's kind of been Don Brothers is kind of carrying my excitement at the moment, and possibly Ultraman Decker, but we'll get to that.
Yeah.
Anyway, on some more big news.
Yeah, following up on a story we had last week, Bandai announced a new line, Complete Style Gigantic. We had a theory about what it was and what we wanted it to be. It was what we thought it would be.
Yeah, it is roleplay weapons.
Yeah, starting with Kuuga's big fuck-off Titan form sword.
Which is a great sword, now that I've actually seen Kuuga.
Yeah, it's a cool weapon, but like, I don't know if I need to own a 1-1 version of it. I don't even know if I need to own a version of it unless we're talking like an accessory with an action figure.
Yeah. I mean, there's a market for it. I just think, like, if we want roleplay toys, we're Morpher kind of guys, you know?
Yeah. Like, I like a changer that's also a weapon, but if it's just a weapon and it doesn't have, like, a ton of sounds in it, it's a hard sell for me.
Yeah, and it's like, this is like the premium expensive line, so I'm not sure how, like, how feasible. Although, like, lots of people are happy. Taka was very happy about this announcement, which is like, especially because rider swords are infamously short, so I could see why, like, a line just like repackaging and scale weapons, it would be exciting for Japanese fans.
Yeah, and I mean, the toy guy in me does look at this and go, like, that's really cool that's finally happening, because it's long been a small joke in the tokusatsu fandom of, you want good gun toys, go to Japan. You want good sword toys, go to America.
Yeah, and now it seems like they're trying to, like, bridge the gap.
Yeah, so hopefully that goes well. Hopefully the actual release of this is fairly good. However, I think it's safe to say neither of us will be pre-ordering it.
Yeah. Especially because, like, I already got Dononitaijin. I don't need any, like, big Toku purchases for a bit, unless Geets' line is very good.
Yeah. Let's move on to some small items. Shodo Super Chojin Sentai Liveman has been officially revealed. And, yeah, they look like Shodo figures of Liveman.
I'm very tempted to watch Liveman. I love the suits, and, like, I kind of want to watch Liveman just so I can have an excuse to buy these.
Liveman is definitely a show I want to watch at some point. However, I don't currently feel the itch.
Yeah, I've been having the itch for a while. I actually have it all downloaded on my computer. I just need to actually get to it. And also, it might be on other places. Hint, hint, wink, wink. Like, just do some Googling. It's pretty easy to find Liveman at this moment. I don't know. Maybe this will become outdated and,
Yeah. But no, the figures look very fully featured, about as much articulation as you'd expect, all kinds of interchangeable hands, and all their various weapons, and the big team cannon. It looks like if you just want really solid Liveman figures and you don't care about scale or anything like that, this is going to be your set.
Yeah.
But
alright, now we got the big Decker blowout.
Yeah, Ultraman Decker had its full reveal sweep, including a trailer for the show, a theme, and a live event, which was basically the casting crew introducing Super Sentai style. Buster, you're the Ultraman fan. When
the bigger one,
you're the bigger Ultraman fan. So why don't you just go off for a minute?
All right. This looks very back to basics in a good way. Like, it, like, for already Decker, like, kind of, like, there wasn't as, like, with the thing with Trigger, there was, like, so much going on. You got Tegan nostalgia, you got all these big cast, and then you got, like, the Giants of Darkness, and you just got, like, there was too much going on, and, like, Trigger just didn't do any of it.
Too many cooks.
Yeah, too many cooks. And this looks very back to basics, just like, oh, evil threat, like, just simple secret team. And I hope they keep, like, I hope that they just use what little they have, because there's really not, like, because there's really nothing about this screams, I have not seen Dinah, to be fair, but none of this really screams, like, oh, big throwback to Dinah. This is very, like, back to basics. These are the characters, this is the show, this is the gut select, this is, like, and I think that's good to, like, possibly gain, like, to, like, have, like, it may not seem good from, like, a marketing perspective, but from, like, a show quality perspective, this could possibly, like, give them the legs to, like, improve off Trigger's base.
Yeah, I feel like the biggest takeaway here is just that it does look very back to basics, and I would have used the word generic before you threw out back to basics, because a lot of this, I watched it and I just went, yeah, this looks like Ultraman stuff. but not in a bad way. Just like there's nothing here that's surprising me, but it doesn't look bad. Because I mean, like the effects look a little bit better than Trigger, so Tsuburaya is still consistently upping their game. The acting looks about on par with Zet, I'd say. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. I don't care for the theme or the voice of the changer.
Yeah, the voice of the changer sounds very 90s arcade game, like Japanese voice trying to sound what the Englishman sounds like.
I was
And
gonna say it sounds like one of the uh oh, what's the word? The name
anime dub like from like early 2000s.
it sounds like one of the Ultra Galaxy fight dub actors.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, I could totally see that. I will say, like, just to circle back on the trailer, I do like Decker's big sword. That is a very well designed sword.
The sword's great. I like the sword a
Yeah,
lot. But the changer looks kind of lame to me, and I'm not into the sounds.
yeah. I kind of like the idea of going back to cards because it's been a bit since we've done a card gimmick. Actually, like I think Orb was the last card gimmick we had, but that was 2016.
There was
So it's been
kind of a card gimmick with Zed, but it was more like
access card.
It was like a backup gimmick.
Yeah, it was more just like there was only like 3 of them. There's one for Geed, one for the villain, and one for Haruki.
Yeah.
I will say the theme song, I did not expect it to sound that way. It's okay. It's okay. I did not expect it to sound that way, but it's okay. I could have been better, but you know, it's okay. It works.
A lot like the trailer. It's not terrible, but it doesn't like excite me.
Yeah, I feel like I just need to see it in context. Like and that might be what Decker ends up being. Like it's just okay, and that's kind of disappointing because because like outside the effects, like Trigger just really didn't impress me. It just kind of happened and just or frustrated me. I just really hope Decker just like it cleans up the act. It shows us not even something impressive, just some quality like character work, and that's what I want from this show: quality character work, especially after just there was like no quote unquote there's just no character, like barely any character besides like the Ultraman Trigger Darkness Ignis and the main guy who barely even got character. You know?
I will say though, just looking at the live event as well, not a whole lot stuck out to me except the a certain quote here from the Tokusatsu Network. Premier members of Tsuburaya Imagination were able to watch a sneak peek of episode 1 of Ultraman Decker. Tsuburaya says it plans to upload footage of episode 1 to its YouTube channel. So that language is very interesting to me because I'm like, does that mean they're going to upload the sneak preview a few weeks before the first episode? Or does that mean they're just going to upload footage of the first episode and then we'll have to use something else to watch the full episode?
I think that's just a weird, like, direct translation way of saying episodes, you know?
Okay.
That might just because, like, sometimes, some people have weird, like, it sounds very direct as a translation.
Yeah, and I mean, like, it's just ever since the way they did the last Ultra Galaxy fight, I've been a little bit like, Tsuburaya, you playing in the Nickel Dimas? Are you going to do that? Please don't do that.
Yeah, it's like I hope that's just for the movies because like they got so much goodwill with Zen and Trigger being on YouTube, so I hope they don't like try to nickel and dime us for other episodes. Because like, not all of us got money, and like especially because a lot of us, like at least in the Western fan base, really did vibe with Trigger, and you're gonna ask us to pay more money to watch a show we may not like as well.
Yeah, it's not optimal. But
yeah, it's kind of a shame because like in just 1 year, I've kind of been on edge with Ultraman. Like I've gone from like super excited to just like, anyway.
Hopefully, this show surprises us.
Yeah, I hope it does. I want some good stuff from it.
But let's move on to some more generally positive news, which is that Hasbro has released an official Power Rangers Pride T-shirt for the month of Pride. Hasbro released an official shirt in honor of Pride Month, featuring Izzy Garcia, the Green Dino Fury Ranger, and the first openly queer Power Ranger on the long-running TV series. This t-shirt comes in multiple colors, including gray, black, sea green, red, and goes up to 4XL. This shirt will also retail for $25, with Hasbro donating $5 from each purchase to the Trevor Project. The shirt is only going to be available, I'm trying to pull up the actual shirt page, until June 27th. So you basically have a week to get this thing if you want to. And I do want to, but by the time I found out about this, I was real short on cash, so I can't fit it in my budget, unfortunately. But I would
don't
highly
even think I can
encourage.
buy it, given my housing situation, but we're not going to get into that.
Yeah, but I would highly encourage anyone who doesn't have a Buster level housing situation to get one if they're at all interested, because it's a good cause.
Yeah, and it's like good, good, you're representing a good character. You're representing LGBT people, and you're representing you're donating somebody to the charity project. So that's good.
Yeah.
Now for something like a bit odd.
Yeah, just the other day, Speed Racer Flubber on Twitter found that a few months back, or rather a few years back, because I just opened it up again, and this is from 2018, a screen-used Timefire Red suit.
Oh, it's Time Red.
Oh, sorry, I misspoke. Time Red suit was sold on Yahoo Auctions Japan, which, if you don't know, is basically the Japanese version of eBay. And the reason this is a big deal is because screen use suits from Sentai don't get sold that often. And this is like some of the best photos we've ever gotten of the Time Red helmet. So, like, if you're into making replica helmets and cosplay and stuff, this is going to be an invaluable source of reference material.
Yeah, I don't know who it got sold to. I hope they post pictures and stuff and maybe give us an idea of how the helmet works,
Yeah, because that's the big thing that Speed Racer Flubber himself was going on about, or Dante is his given name. He was going on about how it's really hard to tell how exactly they made the helmet, the arrow transition into the visor so smoothly, because even the Saban ones didn't look that good.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty much all the news that's fit to print. So let's go ahead and jump into some new releases.
All right, yeah. All right. First off, we got a special: Kaiser versus Gokaiger. There's something Tanuki about the June Bride.
This is fun.
Yeah. Probably the. People are giving me crazy looks when I said this on Twitter. The best quote unquote adult humor in a Toei special, just because
you're not wrong.
Because it felt a bit more it felt more Sentai instead of out of left field. It still felt in the spirit of Sentai.
Yeah, they do a cross-dressing joke in this, and it doesn't come off as offensive at all, because the joke isn't lol guy is wearing women's clothes. It's lol guy's actor is impersonating Mao's performance as Luca.
Yeah, honestly, not even just that, but just the twist with the Tanuki monster of just he just wants to get beat up by pirate ladies.
It's whatever floats your boat, as long as it's consensual.
Yeah, that's it. That was the big oof. Yeah, and it was really cool. This was a fun special, though. I wish we got the why isn't Carrot Major versus Zenkaiger subbed yet? Because this basically is a sequel to that.
Yeah, it's a little weird. They straight up flash back to it at one point in this.
Yeah. So I mean, so we didn't really get the big this is more of a team up special after the fight in that movie, I assume.
Also, I don't know what the budget for that movie is, but the budget for this clearly looked like it was way less than most Toku productions. It looks like they shot this in 2 days with a shoestring crew.
Oh yeah, definitely. Then again, this Toei Tokusatsu fan club move. They similar budget to Project Thouser, the Thouser versus Gundam's shebang.
That's true. God, they gotta do another one of those and resolve that fucking ending.
Yeah, because that's gonna be a year-long cliffhanger, man.
My lord.
Yeah.
But no, this was a lot of fun. A lot of good goofs and gaffs, and
we got to see Flint transform.
Yeah, Flint finally transformed, and they laid the seeds for her potentially getting her own changer in a Dawn Brothers crossover. So please, Toei, follow up on that.
Yeah, and use the stage show suit as well, or the Kaiser gold skirt suit is still good. I just that stage show suit is still really good.
Yeah, the stage show, I'm sure it's not meant to be filmed in the way the other suits are, but it's right there.
Yeah, you could just spend some extra money to make it to make another action suit version of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But no, I like this a whole lot. It pleasantly surprised me in how funny it was, I'd say.
Yeah, it's surprisingly fun. Just like lots of good-hearted fun and like a good, just wholesome shit. Not mostly wholesome. You kind of like a bit crass, but like in a funny way. You know?
Yeah, it's very clear that like whoever wrote this knew that this was going to be mostly watched by 20, 30 something fans.
Yeah, and maybe kind of like threw a dig at them with the Tanuki monster.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, I was this funny special. Great to see Marvelous, I'm, and Guy again, and just nice seeing like more two Kaiser goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah, alright now. Coming under revise, episode 40, Family or the World, a brotherly battle of souls. What the hell?
They went full guy. My man, you never go full guy.
What the hell's going on?
What's going on is, and the reason I say full guy is I now have the same opinion I do of Revice as I do Gaim, which is the core theme you're trying to convey. Not only do I not agree with it, but I think you're doing a bad job of arguing it.
What is that core theme? Like, if I may ask.
Family is what's most important, and birth family specifically, because they make a big deal in this episode and the last episode out of the found family of the weekend leadership coming apart.
Oh, I don't like that.
Yeah, and that really fucking bugs me as somebody who's super into found family storylines and like has low-key wanted a found family for a lot of my life. And
it's like a bit sentimental mid podcast, but if it makes it feel better, I feel like Modular is kind of...
Yeah, I was gonna say not to get all mushy on you, but I kind of feel like Modular is my found family at this point.
Yeah.
But
anyway,
no, the show basically goes, fuck you, birth family is what's most important, and if somebody is manipulating your brother, you got to do everything you can to get him back, even if he's being an evil asshole. And it's like, okay, I can kind of see making that argument, but the way you're making it is you're just making Daiji a delusional asshole without explaining how that happened. Like, they try to hint like, oh, he might be under Akaishi's spell, but like there's no moment where we straight up see he's under a spell. It's just like he's suddenly decided to side with Akaishi, and Akaishi is like,
manipulating him.
My friend, you're gonna be my friend now. Nobody touch my friend.
Yeah, and it's like they make this weird retcon about Akaishi about like instead of just being like a pure evil jerk, he's like just like, oh, I'm so jealous of family, and it's like,
I'm all alone. I've been alone for 1,000 years. Okay, Vandal Savage.
Yeah, I don't know, and it's just, I was so into the show for the first half, but Daiji just broke it apart.
I'm gonna see it through till the final episode. It's entirely possible they could salvage it, but at this point, it's an uphill battle in my opinion.
Yeah, this is like at least say what you will about 01. At least its finale, like whatever you think of it, was like visually and like it was exciting. There was like things happening, or like there was like I felt there was still an excitement around it, you know.
And like for the most part, they stuck the landing of that core message. There's a lot of little things that Revice didn't manage to tie up as much as I would, or 01 didn't manage to tie up as much as I would have wanted them to. But right now, it just feels like Revice is barreling towards a conclusion that I straight up don't agree with.
Yeah, I just kind of want it to end at this point. I'm just like remember, I don't know. Like people have been like this kind of like recent like drop in Revice has kind of made people go, does Kamen Rider need a big shakeup? And I'm like, maybe, but like at this like that's not the problem with Revice. The problem with Revice isn't that it's being like all these faction wars. The problem with Revice is just not being well written at the moment.
Also, like Kamen Rider gets a big shakeup every few years. They try and bring in a new writer.
Yeah. And this one, maybe I'm scared that Revice is like, I'm pretty sure it's still sold well, or like I'm not sure how it's being received by Japanese fans, but like the bringing in a new writer kind of alienated some people with Revice. Like,
I would imagine it's mostly being viewed favorably because the thing is, the message that I touched on, which I can't exactly remember how I phrased it, that message is something that I know is very culturally popular in Japan. And it's a thing of like, Okay, I may not agree with this show, but it's possible that it's hitting really well for its target demographic. And the fact of the matter is, the closest we have to knowing if that's true or not is adding Taka.
Yeah. And like he seems into it. Like I don't know.
Man,
Yeah.
I wish there was some way to like quickly translate shit that wasn't like a
Yeah. Or just like read tweets from Japanese fans of what they're thinking, you know?
Yeah. If any Japanese fans speak English and listen to this show, first of all, I apologize for everything. Second of all, please write in and tell us how you feel about Revice.
Yeah, because I don't know how I feel either. I mean, there was a cute moment with Hana and Sakura, but like that's been true of all of Revice. That
was the highlight of the episode. I tell you, man, that just big old gay, the big gay, the biggest gay so far.
Like even if Revice has like the worst ending in Kamen Rider, God forbid, at least it's like I still think it's worth existing because it was a good progression of like representation in Rider.
Agreed.
Yeah,
and also George reaction pics became a thing.
Yeah, and just like the first half in general was just like a banger, I think. Even if with its slight missteps, like with Hiromi's end.
Man, it's like Inverse Blade.
Granted, I'm a huge Blade fan, so like I think all of Blade is great. So
I do too. I just know the public perception is Blade doesn't get good till like 20 episodes in.
Yeah, fair. Yeah, it get kind of like Inverse Blade if you're a loser.
I'm gonna make that the title.
No, that's a very like what's it called? To like just personal bias title. Just like well, if you don't like if you're too like you don't have a high enough IQ to understand the first few episodes of Blade.
Yeah. You're not Giga Chads like us.
Yeah, I'm gonna make a Blade Giga Chad Photoshop after this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, Revice. We'll see it through to the end, but God, what? How the mighty have fallen.
Bro, fucking cringe.
Yeah, what he said. Anyway, time for the anti-cringe. Avatar Sentai Dawn Brothers, episode 16, switching to evil. I freaking love this episode.
This was so great. Legitimately, it's like, man, fucking Inoue has a plan. He's developing Taro. There is marked improvement in this episode, and the new character is like a great way of showing that.
Yeah, because he kind of because it kind of is like when Taro started out, but like a different kind of vibe. And it's also like, okay, this happens later in the episode, but I kind of want to talk about it. Jiro might have an alternate evil personality of sorts, or like he does. Oh my
god! Inoue just made What If Daiji was good.
I mean, Daiji was good up until the Holy Life Kagero like confrontation.
Fair enough.
Yeah, but like, no, I think that's just a clever way because there's been a trope in Sentai of evil Six Ranger. We kind of haven't gotten that. I think the last time Stacy was kind of that, but that was more extra Ranger than like Six.
Yeah, the last time.
Zyuohger, maybe?
The last time before that I can really remember is Jewel of the World. I'm like, fair enough, Jewel of the World was a tough act to follow.
Yeah, and it's like, and this is kind of an interesting way of like, oh, he's good, but he's also evil, like switching sides, and I'm like, that's gonna be very fascinating. And like, we already know Toro Bolt is an upcoming form he's getting, so it's like, how will that tie in, It's like, yeah, it's like, I know we said we wanted Inoue to stop building up mystery, but this is a good mystery, and I'm like, yeah, I think, and usually, even if it takes, like, I watched Agito recently, and even if it takes till, like, the 40s, like, I'm pretty sure the way Dawn Brothers is doing it will leave me more satisfied than Agito, because at least it's, like, it's building clues, and I'm, like, enjoying the characters more.
And I mean, Agito. Like, nobody reacts to him turning evil like an idiot. There's a brief moment of, dude, what the fuck are you doing? And then just immediately Haruka is like, nah, not putting up with this bullshit. Give me my glasses back.
Yeah, and like we joke about the Dawn Brothers being like a chaotic bunch of stuck up jerks, but like they are competent, even if they do got even if they are kind of crazy. Yeah. Also Inu Brothers scene with Jiro, where like Jiro is trying to impress everyone, he just stops Inu Brother mid fight and gives him a bowl of That just cracked me up.
That was great. That was comedy gold.
Yeah, we got to see more Puppet Inu Brother this episode, which is good. Always love seeing my favorite bobblehead doing things.
Not to mention the Kijino subplot was wholesome as fuck.
Yeah. Wait, what did Kijino do exactly?
He started worrying that Miho might want to break up with him, and he confronts her about it, and she's like, "Oh, you're just having self-confidence issues. I'm gonna hold you close and tell you how much I love you."
Yeah,
and then he loses it and goes crazy during the fight.
Yeah, just like wife motivation on full force, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like, although like we probably do know she's probably doing some like weird because she's a bestial, so yeah.
Yeah.
But like it's still kind of wholesome. So like it's gonna be very tragic because next episode's actually a Tsubasa focus. So
and it
I'm
looks
scared.
pretty goofy. It looks real damn goofy. One of the biggest clowns in Tokusatsu seems to be showing up. That was a Tommy Oliver joke.
Dang it.
Anyways, great Dom Brothers. Let's move on to old stuff and toys.
Yeah, you go first.
I got Lightning Collection Dino Fury Red, and it's okay. It didn't it's about as good as you expect a Lightning Collection thing to be. It looks pretty close, but there's some details missing. The paint and there's a few little issues here and there. One of my wrist joints was frozen. I had to get in there with a box cutter and kind of dig out some excess plastic. The visor wasn't fully painted, so I had to touch it up with a Sharpie. And there's also a couple of just straight up missing paint apps, which is, as usual, the morpher on the wrist isn't painted at all, and the red line that runs up the Chroma Fury saber isn't painted in. I don't know if I'm going to add those details yet, because it doesn't look terrible without them, but it's one of those if you know kind of thing.
Yeah.
However,
I have my basic figure, and I'm like, maybe I'll take a picture of it, and you can look at it to compare notes and stuff.
I mean, it does look fairly good, but it's not terrible. The articulation is as good as this line can do, which is really good. And I will say the Zato actor likeness on the unhelmeted head is one of the best I've seen in the line. It's up there with Ravi from Beast Morphers.
Well, probably the Beast Morphers and Dino Fury Lightning figures are probably gonna have the best likenesses out of the
because they could actually scan their faces.
Yeah, because they got actors saying, "All right, stand it up for the scan."
Mm-hmm. That's just a standard thing with any production that involves toy licensing. Now is the actor's going to get their face scanned on that first day they put on the costume.
Yeah. That's smart. Even if it's gonna take a while, we still don't have our Zoe figure yet.
Yeah, we don't have Zoe. We don't have Izzy, and Izzy is one of the leaked figures in the next couple waves. So
I hope Izzy's next up. I can't
remember who it is, but I know the next two waves have Izzy and Kira in them, and those are both figures I'll be getting.
Yeah. Although actually, something I forgot to mention when we were talking Power Rangers earlier. I think the reason Lightning Collection hasn't I talked to Vac about this off mic. I think the reason Lightning Collection hasn't done a release yet. They're good. They're currently working on plastic free packaging that Hasbro's trying to do more of.
Yeah, every line is supposed to be on plastic free packaging by 2023. So they probably went, hey, this product may not ship by the end of the year, so let's just take a break and redesign the packaging before we announce it.
Yeah. Which is, fair enough, but it still leaves us Power Rangers fans with nothing to do and just crazy rumors to spread and bullshit and
The only line doing worse than Power Rangers right now, in my opinion, is the Fortnite team, and that's because they've only ever had one fan first stream.
Dang. Yeah. Granted, I feel like they don't. Do they need to? Fortnite's already pretty huge.
I mean, they need to announce the shit and get toy collectors hype, but there's apparently a whole thing, and this goes back to when Jazzwares and McFarlane had the 6-inch license. Apparently, it's Epic Games that owns Fortnite, right?
Yeah.
Epic doesn't like them announcing stuff super early. Epic thinks it's cooler if stuff just shows up.
Oh, that totally fits with their Fortnite, how they think.
Yeah.
That totally fits with them.
And I mean, that's probably cool for video games, but for toy collecting, when we want to have our pre-orders and our ducks all in a row months in advance, it's very annoying.
Yeah, it's like it sounds like they're trying to do it like, oh, this is like DLC, but like, bruh, it's a toy. Toy collectors like I know like does I don't know if Snowcone plays Fortnite, but I know he likes collecting the toys. So
Snowcone loves Fortnite. Snowcone's a
okay,
big Fortnite fan, whereas I'm somebody who I've spectated Fortnite mainly through the toys. I don't even own any toys. I look at the reveals and I go, that's a cool character design. I might get that if I see it, and there's nothing else at the store I want, and then that never happens.
yeah, actually, like I was actually talking with I was just scrolling through the toy aisle with my cousin who loves Fortnite, and he just saw the Fortnite figures, and he was just like, wow, they have this character, this character. Like it was just really wholesome to see.
Nice. Man,
Yeah.
I wonder in like 30, 40 years, do you think there's going to be people like dudes whinging on about Fortnite toys like there are dudes whinging on about vintage G.I. Joe right now?
Maybe. I mean, were Halo toys like are Halo toys having like that kind of boom or?
Halo toys are kind of on their we're still here, but we're not a big deal anymore, period. Halo really had their big boom under McFarlane during the run of like Halo 3, Reach 4, and 5. And then McFarlane recently lost the license right before Infinity, and it went to Jazzwares. And apparently the first wave of Jazzwares' line wasn't great, but they've made improvements since then.
Yeah, anyway, we're getting a bit off topic, but like it's still
Massive
interesting.
tangent.
Yeah, but it's still like interesting to know how are other toy companies faring because like we gotta keep in mind Power Rangers is kind of in direct competition with a lot, especially if Hasbro wants to make it mainstream. Power Rangers is gonna be in direct competition with a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
So it kind of needs to look at what they're doing and like, okay, what makes us unique and what can we improve on? You know?
definitely.
Um,
But that's all I have to say about Zato. It's a solid figure, but it didn't blow me away.
yeah, and
Um,
I already knew you weren't a big fan of those designs anyway, so.
and I didn't have, yeah, I was buying it more so for Red Ranger completionism, and I do really like Zato as a character. It's the
Yeah,
same reason I'm planning to get Izzy and Javi if they do him.
yeah.
And one
'Cause
thing I will say, since we haven't seen her yet, Hasbro, put in a removable skirt with Izzy so we can replicate that scene.
yes, and also so we can also like make a Morphin Master thing.
Yeah.
Honestly, you don't even have to include weapons; just make it the skirt.
Hmm.
Yeah. Anyway, I also slowly. So for those who don't know, from my Toku watching, I'm taking a bit. I didn't really upload this week because feel like I'm working on bigger stuff, trying to like make more like chunky videos. So like I didn't really have a reason to start Ryuki, so I only watched the first 4 episodes so far. And from my first impressions, we're about to get to Kamen Rider Scissors, but for like the first 4 episodes, they kind of set up the show.
Wait, who has shown up so far?
Ryuki and Knight.
Okay, it's just those two fuckers.
Yeah, just those two. Because I know Scissors, he showed up in like episode 3 of Dragon Knight, like at the end. But like, I know next preview hinted, like, was like, the next episode's gonna be the Scissors two-parter.
Yeah, because
But
from what I hear, Dragonite fucks with the continuity of characters showing up and dying a lot.
oh yeah, well, when you're gonna include movie exclusive riders, you're gonna do that. I mean, like a character I know who dies in the 40s dies halfway through Dragon Knight.
Oh wow,
So to give you like a perspective of that, and then again, Dragon Knight's like third act is kind of just crazy. So,
true that.
yeah, good or bad crazy, that's up for you to decide. Anyway, Ryuki, good shit. It was a very interesting to basically like it feels way different than Agito, and it's like I wonder how it must have been like you're watching Agito week to week, and then you watch Ryuki and you get this like completely different vibe, like because there's like a similar kind of vibe, but it's like more so than from Kuuga to Agito. This is like a big change up for her Heisei Kamen Rider, and like it's basically what's gonna define the formula from here on out. That's very interesting. Like, well, granted, like different writers, like I think Inoue wrote a couple Kuuga episodes, and like he had read Agito, but like this is head penned by Yasuko Kabayashi, and then Inoue writes some episodes here and there. But like it's mostly a Kobayashi series, I'd argue. But like overall, I like it. I don't really have much to say because it's just the first 4 episodes. Like, didn't really get like much. Like, I do like Shinji is very interesting. He's a bit of a doofus, but a fun doofus. Ren, I find him interesting. I heard he doesn't get the development he deserves, but like I do know, like, you know, he's pretty good to start off with, and I do like it. It feels very fairy tale kinda, like not like the anime. I'm talking just like kind of fairy tale because at least from what I know, because I don't know, like the writer. I don't know how to explain it. Just very fantastical.
It feels like classic fantasy.
Yeah, a bit classic fantasy and like wizard, like we know how wizard was described as like a magician in a modern world, kind of like fantasy and rivaling knights in the modern world. I mean, like I know it's like I know like Ryuki was parts of Ryuki was like originally envisioned as a knight theme series, and like we kind of got that with Dragon Knight with like the naming, but like so I can and like yeah. Also, there's like if you actually look closely at the knight's visor, you can actually see eyes, and that's super cool. Like blue eyes, and that's like how Ryuki has the compound bug eyes underneath his helmet. That's so cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
How about that intro?
Oh, it bangs! It bangs. Alive is. I wish they updated it more, but like it still bangs. It's one of the best Rider OPs, both visually and musically.
Like, it's a funny meme right now, but it was one of those writer themes that I used to listen to all the time. And I was like, one day I'm going to watch this show and it's going to be great. And I'm still like, one day I'm going to watch this show and it's going to be great.
It's on Tubi. It's one of the like few legal releases at the moment. So
I'm aware I need to get to it, but like, I haven't watched Black in 2 weeks. I really ought to get back on.
And also because I'm pretty sure Black Sun's coming up, so I gotta. And I kind of like that. I decided I'm not gonna watch Black until after Black Sun is done because I kind of want this like for Black Sun. I kind of want the perspective of someone who's watched Black and then someone who's like new.
Yeah, that would be good for.
I mean, I know it's like there's parts of Black that are like. I've seen. I mean, I've watched the first 5 episodes, but like I haven't really like delved too deep. I'm not as like invested as you are at the moment. So yeah, I think that's about it. I'm not sure if I'll finish Ryuki next week or I'll even continue it. It's very slow at the moment. Video production's pretty like in a weird state in my area, but like we're making stuff. We're making stuff. Both of us are making stuff, and let's plug us making stuff. Hi, I'm Buster Corp. I do. Video essays on the internet. I haven't really uploaded anything this week, but like stuff is coming, and we're almost at 1,000 subs. So go subscribe and get ready for things.
Yeah, and I'm the Vacuuminator. I make videos sometimes when I have time. I'm working on a thing right now. It'll come out soon. Go subscribe to youtube.com/thevacuuminator to see it. And follow me on Twitter @thevacuuminator, where I tweet and twat about things. And follow me on Instagram @thevacuuminator with an underscore in there if you're into figure photography, because that's the thing I do there. But folks, that's all for this week in Tokusatsu. I guess we'll see you next week when we find out whatever happens that week in Tokusatsu.